We are going to do another new morpheme today. Before we start our morpheme, we do our three-part drill. And our three-part drill consists of reviewing our previous morphemes. So our morpheme that we learned already is this morpheme. So I will show you the morpheme and you would repeat what it says. So you would either say it or you would spell it. So we spell our suffixes and we say our prefixes. So on this one, we would say try. And then you would state the meaning. So we would say try. Try means 3. Okay, so I would do try. Try means 3. Okay, and you can also do this. This would help us remember it. Okay, so we could go try. Try means 3. Okay, and then after we had said the meaning, you will have your whiteboard with you, and we would move on, and we would move on to the whiteboard. Okay, I will state the meaning of our morpheme, and so I would say the meaning of this morpheme is 3. You will write the morpheme and you'd say try. Try means 3. And you underline it just like this. Okay. And then after you get finished with that, you can erase it. As we get more morphemes, then we will mix up the morphemes and we would have that part finished. Next, we would do our word sums. Okay, so then I would give you a word, and our word would be, for this time, is going to be tricycle. And so you would say tricycle. So I would write it up here so that you would have it. I said, here is your word. And then you would have to write the word sum. Okay, and what it also means on your board. So it would look something like this. Try plus sickle is rewritten as tricycle. It means 3 wheels or circles. So this is what you would write on your board. Okay, so you need to do that with me. And so you would write try plus sickle or cycle is rewritten as tricycle, 3 wheels or circles. Okay, and that's what we would write. And we would do this as we get more morphemes. We're going to practice these and we will do it together. Okay, and then that is the end of our 3-part drill. Okay, we'll move into another new concept. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to have a new concept. Our new concept for today, make myself a little bit bigger here. Our new concept for today is bi. And when you see this, what do you think of? Obviously, you're going to think of a bicycle. Okay, so let's brainstorm for a few seconds. I'm going to give you a few seconds to brainstorm of some words that start with bi. Make sure that you have your journal out and that you're ready for our word web, because our word web is going to be next. Be thinking of those words that begin with bi as you're doing that. Okay, we can move on to our word web. And as we do our word web, remember that we are going to put in the middle, we're going to put our prefix bi. Bi is another Latin prefix, just like try. So we're going to put bi right in the middle, just like we did with try. You can put a circle around it if you want. You do not have to. And then from bi, we're going to put out to the side, we're going to put bicycle because that was our first word. Now, We can talk about what bicycle means. We talked about tricycle, and bicycle is going to be very similar. So, bicycle is a device that has two wheels. Okay. So then we look at this word, and it's bifocals. So I don't know for sure if you have heard of this word before, but bifocals. What do you know about bifocals? Well, bifocals is a type of glasses, and it helps you see near and far at the same time. So focals is what helps you focus, if you think about the word focus, and it helps you focus near and far, but it has two types of glasses in one. So it's two focuses at the same time. So bifocal, if you think about it, two. Okay. Biceps. Biceps. Now you've heard of biceps before, probably. If you think about that, that's this muscles right here. And you have two of them. You have one on each arm. And so if you think about your biceps, you have two biceps. So think about that one. And then we have biannual. Okay, biannual. We talked about triennial. So if we think about biannual, it's very similar to triennial. Biannual is every other year, or it could be twice a year, depending on how the word is used. So it's again using that prefix for two. I'm seeing kind of a commonality here that bi may mean two. So then we have binoculars. You've probably heard of this word before, not binoculars. Are those devices that we use? It has two things to look out of, helps you see farther away. So those binoculars have ways to see with both eyes. And then we have bipolar. Bipolar. I'm thinking of the bipolar regions because we have the North Pole and the South Pole. And they have the bipolar is have two poles. So you have the bipolar. Okay, now we're going to make your own card. When you make your own card, again, this is another prefix, so you're going to need a pink. So make sure that you have a pink. I'm going to get my card because I forgot to get it. Make sure that you have a pink to write the word bi. We're going to write bi on the front. Don't forget your hyphen. So it's going to look like that. Okay. And then on the back, we are going to write prefix. And we're going to write two is what it means. And then we're going to put two words that helps you remember. I put bi-weekly and I put bicycle. You can put any of those that we have went over that helps you remember. And if you need to pause the video, you can. But then I want you to draw a picture to help you remember bi. Okay, remember this is a quick drawing. If you don't get this finished in this amount of time, you can always add to it later. I'm going to draw a quick picture of a bicycle. My picture is going to be very simple. Let's see how mine will be. So here's my picture. It's a very simple picture of a bicycle. Notice it did not take me but about 10-15 seconds to draw that, so it shouldn't take you very long to draw yours. If you want to add more detail to yours, you can do it later. We're not doing it right now. This is just a quick picture just to give us an idea and help us remember what bi means. And we remember that bi means two. Okay, bi means two. Okay, so I want you to have your whiteboard out now. And we are going to Write with me. So make sure that if you have your whiteboard ready, you're going to write with me. We're going to practice this prefix by. So you're going to write the b, I, and the hyphen, and you're going to underline it. So the reason why we're practicing this, if you notice with our three-part drill, this is how you're going to write it. And so it's going to be B-I, by. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you what morpheme, write the morpheme that means two. You will say B-I, by means two. Should look like that. Good job. Now, I want you to get your morpheme sequence chart out again. We have now learned a new concept, which is great. On the back side, right above try is by. So if you'll go ahead and mark that and highlight that for me, it's number 51 is by. And you will now have by and try. If you'll notice, I'll have both of mine. I have by and I have try. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a hole punch and a ring, and we're going to start putting these on rings. That way we have them. Now we're going to work on our word sums. And with our word sums, you're going to need your whiteboard. And our first word sum is bicycle. Go ahead and write that word sum out for me. We have done this with try, so you should have had some practice. Go ahead and see if you can write that literal meaning along with that. I have mine written. If you need to pause the video, do so. If you need a little bit more time, I'm going to go ahead. You have by plus cycle or sickle, however you want to pronounce it, because we know that it does kind of change its name sounds just a little bit, is rewritten as bicycle. Your board should look similar to this. Bi plus cycle is rewritten as bicycle, two wheels or circles. That is the literal meaning. We know that a bicycle does have two wheels or circles. Our next word is going to be bipolar. Go ahead and erase your board, and we're going to write bipolar. Okay. So when we get ready to do the word sum for this one, it's going to be bi plus polar is rewritten as bipolar. Your board should have something like this. Bi plus polar is rewritten as bipolar. Having two poles is the literal meaning for this one. So if we look at bi means two, and then we look at the word bicycle. We look at the literal meaning for bicycle. We did this with our word sums. Bicycle means having two wheels or two circles. We look at biannual. It means 2 years or every other year, whichever, depending on what you look at and how it's used in the sentence. Then you look at bifocals. It's having two focuses or being able to focus twice, depending on how it's used in the sentence. Bi-weekly, again, this can be used two different ways. It's every week or every other week or twice a week, depending on how you look at it. And then biceps. Biceps is that muscle. So it's two steps, so two muscles, depending on how you look at it. So let's finger tap this. Again, if you write with your right hand, you're going to tap with your left. If you write with your left hand, you're tapping with your right. If you tap with your right hand, you're using your thumb and finger, your first two fingers. If you're writing with your right, you're using your thumb and your pinky. If you're going to tap on the paper, which is what we normally do, that's what you're supposed to do, is you're writing and you're tapping with on your paper. So if you're going to tap on the paper, which is what I prefer for you to do, I'm going to tap in the air so that you can see it on the screen. I want you to tap on your paper. Okay, so we're going to tap the word, the prefix by. Okay, I am right-handed, so I'm going to do right-handed first. So we're going to do by. Okay, it's going to be I. Okay, I'll do left-handed for our left-handed people. It's going to be I. Okay, so whenever we get ready to tap out a word, we're going to do the first syllable, by, I, first syllable, I. Okay, then we have word dictation. I'm going to give you 3 words today, and our first word is going to be bifocals. So let's go ahead and listen for that word. Bifocals. 3 syllables. First syllable, bi, I. Focal. Second syllable, fo, o. Third, ols, ols. Okay. Next word, biplane. Biplane. First syllable, by, I. Next, second syllable, plane. N. Biplane. Third word, bidirectional. First syllable, by, I. Next syllable, der, ect, shun, un. Now think about that shun. It is a morpheme, so you should know how to spell that morpheme, shun. And then o, okay? So bidirectional. And then we have, next, we have sentence dictation. We're only going to do one sentence today. And our sentence is going to be, bifocals help you see both far and near. Bifocals help you see both far and near. Pound it with me. Bifocals help you see both far and near. Pound it by yourself. Bifocals help you see both far and near. Let's count those words. Bifocals help you see both far and near. You have 8 words. Write 8 into your notebook and then go ahead and write that sentence. Bifocals help you see both far and near. Make sure that you check for your cups. That's your capitalization, your understanding, your punctuation, and your spelling. For a challenge, you can go ahead and add expansion to that. And then once you get finished with that, then you will be finished with our new morpheme for the day. I will go ahead and stop sharing, and that will be all for our morpheme for today.